Welcome to Out of Bounds Christmas Show. How's everybody doing tonight? It is Christmas. We're all done up here. What's going on, Alex? You might wonder why I'm dressed as Dirty Claus. We have a show coming up later tonight. It's a like a charity type show for the shop here. But want to say hi to everybody tonight. Alex is online. Santa Rocket. Santa! Dirty Santa. So on Out of Bounds, Santa's a little dirty, I guess. I already threw up in the suit, so.
Bad Santa.
No, I can't say bad Santa because that's copyrighted. But anyways, you guys can probably see me a lot better. We got new lighting in here. It's pretty good. Don Brissett, what's going on, man? Amanda, how are you doing down in Cambridge? Is everybody ready for the lockdown? One thing I gotta say, you can't lock Santa up, bitches. Santa's gonna do Out of Bounds regardless. But yeah, a lot of people struggling with this lockdown stuff. So this is our Christmas party tonight, so it's gonna be a little out of hand. But what's going on, Gail? Shake those bells, baby! Woo! Without further ado, I'm gonna bring Brandon in. He let me down with his outfit.
Well, what's wrong with my outfit? I got the ugly Christmas sweater. That's what we asked for the.
He was supposed to dress full out like an elf.
I don't have an elf costume.
Ears and all.
You just want to see me in tights.
I'm wearing tights right now. Do they know that?
I don't know.
I'm wearing my Santa tights right now. I don't know if you guys can see this or not, but
they're pretty tight.
This is a woman's medium Santa outfit. But welcome to Out of Bounds. We're gonna get right into this because we got a lot of. We're gonna eat food during the show tonight because this is our Christmas party, and I'm starving. So we've got cookies for Santa. Look at that, eh? Like this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
We got cookies for Santa. No milk though, because Santa's lactose intolerant and gives them their scoops. And you don't want Santa to have the scoops for tonight's charity show.
You don't want to know what he already told me he did in the Santa suit. So.
That's right. I already threw up twice in the Santa suit in the history of this. Yeah, if you guys are online and haven't said hello yet, definitely do so. So we're gonna get right into this because we don't have a lot of time tonight.
Yeah. We
got a massive show coming up after this. Hopefully, you guys want to spend some money for some cool stuff. It's for you guys. It's a thank you for you guys shopping here year round. What kind of tea tonight? I don't know. What's it going to be?
Yours was Candy Cane Crush.
Candy Cane Crush. I'm going to have that on the Santa show. So,
with the new rocket mug, yeah.
With a new rocket mug. Is it ready?
It's the water's boiling.
It's ready. No, the rocket mug's ready, though. Like, yeah, we're good to go. First up tonight, we got the NHL Canadian Division. We're going to talk about this. They just announced that the NHL is going to be back January 13th, what they're hoping for. And... all Canadian Division. So tell me what you think about that.
It is the North Division. I was reading an interesting article about the what the toughest division was, and I don't think it's going to be the North Division. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be the North Division. I mean, it makes sense. You want to limit the amount of travel. They were talking today during Doug Ford's announcement about the exemption that the NHL is going to get for being able to travel between regions and stuff. They're not going to stop that from happening. So the Canadian Division, I guess when we were looking at this topic, my question for you is, now that we know that it's been confirmed that the Canadian Division is going to happen, who's winning the division?
Who's winning the division?
Montreal, right? You're going to say Montreal?
No.
Okay.
I think they have a chance. Marc Bergeron came out today and said that they're not done yet. Like, they're still trying to improve their team before the season starts.
Yep.
Which makes things interesting because they're over the cap a little bit by like $200,000-$300,000. So I think he's looking to make a hockey deal here where he sends out... I want to say this. They have 12 NHL caliber defensemen going into camp. 12 guys that have played at the NHL level in the top 4 or higher.
Yep.
They're stacked on defense. With Romanov coming in, I think he's got a shot maybe at Rookie of the Year because everybody's talking Lafreniere. But Romanov's going to step into a position where he's going to be... he's not going to have to be the guy, but he's going to be in a top 4 role, I think. And he's going to have that insulation of a guy like Shea Weber or Jeff Petrie on his side with him.
No, I've never seen Romanov play. Is he a shutdown defenseman or is he a puck moving?
He's an all-over defenseman. Okay. So he's also a big hitter. Okay. So I think he's going to be very exciting for them. I don't think he's a huge points guy, but when you play with guys like that, you're going to get the points anyways.
Yeah.
They're much better this year. I would still say it's all dependent upon goaltending. Who's got the best goaltending in the division? I think you have to say it's Montreal.
I think Montreal does too.
So in a short,
I think they're the best 1-2 punch.
That's
Absolutely,
right, with Jake Allen as well. Everybody's saying Toronto's going to win this division going away. I think Toronto's going to have a real tough time playing against these bigger teams. And a lot of people make fun of Montreal, saying they're a smaller team. They're not anymore.
No.
They went out and got Anderson. They went out and got Toffoli. They've got other guys like Kotkaniemi's not a small dude, and he'll hit you.
Yeah.
Thanks, Tyler. Will the Habs still suck once they get Stamkos? That's the question. Suck it, Tyler.
I think Montreal is going to take away the division. I think last year we had Winnipeg. Winnipeg had they got a solid goaltender in Hellebuck, but I don't think they did much to improve their team.
No, they didn't.
So if all other teams are improving with the exception of Winnipeg, you got to move Winnipeg down.
And Toronto.
So what I'm thinking is if you're looking at, let's go. What are your top 4 in that division then? I myself have Montreal first. I've got I'm going to take Edmonton second. I'm going to take Vancouver third, and I'm going to take I'll have to take Winnipeg fourth.
This pizza's not bad.
And I'm going to say that Toronto is coming. Toronto's going to be 5th in that division.
You think Toronto will miss the playoffs?
I think Toronto will miss the playoffs.
Okay, so here's my standings. 1-2 will be Vancouver and/or Montreal. Vancouver's defense and goaltending has to hold up, but I think that's your 1-2.
Yep.
Your 3-4 will be Edmonton will be in there somewhere.
Yep.
I think Edmonton has a lot of questions on defense and a lot of questions in net. Calgary going into the season with a Rittich, maybe like the goaltending's the issue. So I think Calgary and Toronto fight it out, and maybe even a Winnipeg for that 4th spot. I don't think Toronto did anything to improve.
No.
If you actually look at their point totals from the last 3-4 years, they're gradually slowing down. Okay. So they went from I don't have the point totals in front of me because we were very rushed for this show, but the last 3 years it's been lower. Had they maybe even played a full season last year, they might have been on the outside looking in.
Right.
Because they were down and out when things got shut down.
Yep.
So for all these people playing in the route for Toronto again, I don't think it's going to happen, guys. I think they're playing against teams that are bigger, faster, and better.
And I think that's the problem with Toronto is that look who you brought in to bolster your team. You brought in a Joe Thornton for leadership, but he's not adding anything else. He's not going to give you, 80, 90 points, particularly because they're going to play him on a 4th line with with Wayne Simmons, right? You're going to have him on with a Spezza, for instance. So you're not bringing anybody in that help Toronto in any way, shape, or form. I don't see Toronto. I see him in the 5th spot, maybe even the 6th. So if you had gun to your head right now.
So there's only 17. So you're saying they might be other than Ottawa?
Yes, Ottawa.
Okay, hold on. I think Ottawa's going to be spoiler all year. Okay. I think Ottawa's got a legit shot at being like a 400 team. Like not a 5, not like say they play 58 games, 56
games.
I think Ottawa wins like 25 games this year and really upsets that division.
Okay.
Because I think they're going to play teams like Montreal very tough. They're going to play Toronto very tough. And I think they're going to have success against teams like Calgary and maybe even Vancouver. The only team that I see walking all over Ottawa, I think, is a team like Edmonton because of speed.
Yeah.
And it all comes down to grit. So you can be the fastest skaters in the league, but if somebody pounds you into the boards, you're not going to want to play that night.
Problem is, though, is that you can't hit what you can't catch.
That's not true because they can all hit each other.
I don't know. When Tyler's talking about Big Joe being the best grinder in the league, I don't see him grinding. Tyler did. Tyler said Big Joe is going to be the best grinder in the league.
Pizza here, you're upsetting me.
Yeah, no, I don't think that. I think Joe Thornton is too slow. He's too old. I don't think he's going to be able to keep up leg-wise with any of the guys in that division.
No.
I don't foresee Toronto. I don't see them making the playoffs.
I'm eating pizza.
Yep.
Anyways, Alex, that's Dan, says agreed Ottawa could be the hardest team to play in the division because they've got nothing to play for. Yeah. They got nothing to lose, man.
Actually, I did see, so Dan or Alex, you said, is that when you gave Calgary, Toronto, Montreal, Edmonton, is that your top 4? That's not your top 4 in order. What's your top 4 in order for the All-Canadian division? For the North division?
Thornton's a good hockey player. I'm not gonna say he's not a good hockey player.
But he's past his prime.
He's pretty weird in the beard game compared to me.
He's in the twilight of his career, and I don't like. How long do you?
Okay, hold
how long
on, guys.
realistically do you think he's going to have?
That's his order.
So you got Calgary first.
Yeah, so we did start the show by saying that Montreal is still looking to make a hockey move. So it's very, very interesting. I think they have an abundance of defense, which isn't a bad problem, but I think they're willing to move one defenseman.
Okay.
They're willing to move one defenseman, and they've got a huge log jam before camp even starts on the wings. You might see a guy like Drouin maybe get shopped. Obviously, that's a contract deal too.
Yep. Yeah, a salary dump, right? You need to get.
You're saying Calgary's going to finish first. That's tough, man. I don't know if Calgary's got the.
I don't think they have the firepower to do
I don't think they got the firepower to compete, man.
Yeah.
Like Lindholm and Johnny Gaudreau's on the decline, in my opinion. Sean Monahan's a good hockey player, but he needs some help, man.
Yeah.
I just don't see how Calgary is going to put up.
I agree. I think there are too many deep teams in the North Division. I think that Winnipeg, even though they don't have the defense, they've got.
I don't know what Winnipeg's doing. I don't know what they're doing. Like, they didn't do anything to address the defense.
Do you think that Line A is even going to put up? Do you think Line A will put up numbers in the hopes of getting out of Winnipeg, or do you think Line A is going to be like, okay, you know what?
Well, he wants to get paid. He's still on his restricted deal.
I'm just going to mail it in.
So Line A is going to put up numbers because he wants to get paid.
Right.
I think he's due his contract at the end of this year. He's a restricted.
I think he's an RFA. Yeah.
So there's a lot of good RFAs. So we'll talk about that on another show. But there's a lot of really good RFAs coming up this year. Barzal doesn't have a deal yet. Things aren't going well in New York to sign him. He wants major money. He's going to be available. I don't know what's going to happen there. This thing is like driving me nuts, man. This is like a woman's medium Santa costume. But hey, merry ho hos.
So anyone else who's watching, what do you got for the North Division? Who you taking?
It's interesting when I look at the divisions, though. Everybody's like, "Oh, the North Division, that's weak." I don't think it's weak at all.
I don't think it's weak at all. No.
I think you've got like 3 or 4 teams that are really hard to play against there. Winnipeg's not an easy team to play against.
They're not. No.
They're strong up the middle. They got guys that can score. Connor. They got Scheifele. They got health. Okay, here's how it's going to go down: goaltending, health. Those are the 2 things that are going to determine who wins this division.
It's interesting because you're going to play the same teams, which means you're going to know the schemes of the teams.
Absolutely.
Very well. And I guess it really kind of depends on the coaching as well. Are you able to adapt to the scheme that you're seeing day in and day out? Toronto and Montreal, 1 and 2, could go either way. Oof.
So that means you really think Montreal because you're a Toronto fan. It's like when we talk about when a guy tells you how many girls he slept with, it's always the math factor. You
divide it
by 2.
Divide it by 2 or 3.
And if a girl tells you multiply by 3.
I don't know if there's any mathematical truth to that, but
I've slept with 4 guys.
Okay, so
40 guys.
So you had some news coming in. We got to switch topics here because we're going to try and be.
Yeah, we're going to try and get things rolling around here. World Juniors. Are they going to cancel the tournament?
Yeah.
Germany and Sweden both went into COVID protocol this week. How's the pizza? I'm eating homemade candy. What the hell is homemade candy, and how do I get it? We're having pizza from Coca's? Coca's. Nothing else was open. This is one of the first times I've had Coca's. How was the Hawaiian?
I haven't eaten it yet.
Well, get a slice. You can eat it on the air.
Okay. Well, I don't want to be, leaving the cameras here.
He's fine. Everybody check out his ass when he walks away. But anyways, I got a deluxe, and he's got a Hawaiian because he doesn't eat green peppers or I don't know. He likes his lady pizza, but
He's the guy in the women's Santa's outfit.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about the World Juniors. Germany and Sweden both going into COVID protocol. Can't practice. Preseason games canceled. I think we're going to see it run wild at the juniors. I don't think the tournament goes. That's my hot take on it. I don't think the tournament gets off the ground. If 2 teams have it, probably everybody's got it.
I think that with the restrictions in place that Alberta is going into right now, I think it's going to make it incredibly difficult for that tournament to run efficiently. And if they start it, I don't see them finishing it. Because you're going to you might have to have a roster, like an exception roster, where you're going to be able to get rid of players and bring players in, like emergency players, like a David Ayers, for instance. Like you're going to need emergency players to fill rosters as people are getting it, because Alberta right now is doing incredibly poorly when it comes to this COVID stuff. I can't see them protecting these players at all.
No.
Especially, they're young guys, right? So, like, what are these young guys going to be doing? When they're done? Yeah, when they're done, what are they going to be doing? They're not going to be,
Coke and Hope.
They're not going to be hanging out.
Say it, Brandon. Say it on air. Coke and hose.
Coke and hose. Didn't you call it cocaine last time or something like that?
Santa's all hopped up on the cocaine tonight. I feel like this is Office Christmas Party, the movie where I'm the lead actor and I just go nuts.
Toronto's got, so Tyler's going back to the previous one where we've got...
okay, so you've got Calgary behind Ottawa. Let's touch on that again. We're all over the place with tonight. We don't even have a timer up there. He's giving us 6 minutes. Anyways, back. Sweden is in clear. What clear in?
Sweden is clear in the last few days, still in quarantine. Germany cleared for players and only 2 coaches.
All right, he's saying it's definitely iffy.
Yeah.
What I was saying about Tyler's picks there, Calgary at the bottom. I don't know if Calgary would be at the bottom. I think they'll be a little bit better than Ottawa, not much. I honestly, the team that I think that's really going to struggle. I think the Oilers are going to struggle.
Why?
Because if you look at the way it's set up, they're going against teams that are back, like a team like Montreal that's back heavy with defensemen. They're going to shut them down. You can shut those guys down. That's why they don't win the Stanley Cup. Teams figure out how to shut them down.
Right.
The other thing, going back to the Canadian division, huge X factor. Who's the best coach in the division? I would have to give it to Claude Julien. Yeah. Like they're pegging this guy to be the Olympic coach. Now that Babcock's gone, they think Claude Julien's going to be the Team Canada coach. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you got to figure veteran goaltenders, veteran defensemen, best coach in the
Well, that goes along with the scheme, being able to learn the scheme.
I think they're going to roll it, man. I don't think maybe we won't finish first, but the rebuild is done, folks. The rebuild is done. It's go time for the Montreal Canadiens. They know that. Carey Price has a very limited time period. He's got a window, and it's closing. Same with Shea Weber. I give him 2 more years, this year and next, hopefully when we're out of COVID. That's it. If it's not done by then, they'll blow it up. They got lots of young talent. They'll get rid of the two veteran guys, plus maybe a few other guys. But they'll start looking at a rebuild again, or a retool, sorry.
You think they'll get rid of Carey Price?
I think he'll. I don't know. If Carey Price goes, I think if they completely tank this year, if everything possibly goes wrong.
Yep.
I think they'll try and find a way for Seattle to take him.
Okay.
I think they'll try and find a way for it because he's got a no movement clause, I believe. Mm-hmm. But they'll try and find a way for Seattle to somehow take him. If that doesn't work, I think they'll try and move him to like a Vancouver. He's a BC boy. Maybe finish his career close to home. That's the only thing that makes sense. If not, he's a Montreal Canadian for the rest of his career.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's all in his ballpark. Like, he can say whatever he wants. Like,
yeah, he can make the demands.
Yeah, he makes those decisions. But, back to the World Juniors, though. Favorite to win the tournament's probably Canada. As a Montreal fan, I'm interested to see what Cole Caulfield does. Not a lot of Montreal players made the World Juniors. I think they only had 4 guys.
Well, they did have 5 guys who were physically unable to play, right? Were any prospects?
Gooley is playing for Team Canada. I think he's a top 4 defenseman. Montreal first-round pick last year. He'll be NHL ready probably in a year or 2. And he says I watched his draft interview and he's like, I'm better than Drew Doughty, or I'm going to be better than Drew Doughty. Like, okay, dude. Like, he's crazy, this kid. But, we'll see what happens there. But, World Juniors canceled. It's definitely, I was really looking forward to it on Boxing Day, now that I'm not going to be working anyways. But really looking forward to it on Boxing Day. We'll see what happens. If any more positive COVID cases come out, they're probably going to have an emergency meeting and shut it all down.
Do you think they start it in the hopes of finishing it, or do you think they just scrap it all together?
No, they'll start it. They've been practicing for a month, so they got to do something.
I'm curious, how do you think they would go about, once it's started, how do they go about saying, okay, tournament's canceled, or do they say tournament's postponed and they come back later on at another time?
They won't postpone it, because a lot of NHL caliber players made teams like Kirby Dach.
So how do they end up deciding who's your champion then?
No tournament. Just no tournament this year.
So you think they'll cancel it before they even start?
Yes. If they do.
All right. I almost wonder if some of the teams are going to say, okay, you know what, we're rescinding the offer of the player that you have because we don't want to put our assets out into a tournament like this where something potentially could happen.
I don't think so. The same thing could happen at home, like Kirby Dack in Chicago. Like the same thing could happen there.
Oh, I agree with that, but I mean, it is another thing on top of the fact that a player could get injured during the tournament. So you know what I'm saying? Like now you're just compounding the things that potentially could happen, and I almost wonder if there's a breaking point for some teams, particularly with someone like a Kirby Dack, because he is going to be their franchise moving forward once Taves and Kane are gone. So.
All right, we'll move on to the next subject. We'll save some time here. Should the Jets tank?
Yeah.
The Jets are not the number 1 pick now.
No,
they're the
not.
number 2 pick.
Yeah.
The Jacksonville Jaguars now only first overall pick. They play my Bears this Sunday, who will steamroll them probably.
Yes.
The Bears, yes or no, make the playoffs?
The Bears? Yes.
You think they'll overcome Arizona?
Yeah, I do.
Arizona had a tough time with Philly yesterday.
Yeah. And
who's going to beat Arizona?
Philly's a dumpster fire, though, right? Like
who's going
Philly?
No, that.
Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts is awesome, but Philly's not good.
Who is going to beat Arizona? And who's got the tiebreaker? I think the Bears have to outright beat them, and the Bears have Green Bay the last game of the season. So the Bears right now are sitting at 7-7. Best they can do is 9-7.
But Green Bay may very well
will be sitting
players,
yes.
Which gives Chicago an opportunity to open something up. As for who beats Arizona, I don't know. I have to see.
They play San Francisco next week.
Arizona's going to beat San Francisco.
Yeah.
Who do the Bears have next week?
The Bears have Jacksonville. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about the Jets tanking. So the Bears should beat Jacksonville.
Yes. Of course, stranger things have happened.
Well, Mitch Trubisky, MVP candidate in the last 3 games.
Yeah, he's not the MVP candidate.
What's his record?
In the last 3 games?
What's his record as a starter? I think it's like 6-2.
Okay.
They pulled the guy for Nick Foles, who went like 1-6.
So where's the turnaround? Because you still have Nagy calling the plays.
No, he's not. They have the offensive coordinator's calling the offensive plays now.
So that was the change?
That was the change, and the fact that Trubisky wasn't the problem.
Point? Okay. Anyhow, the Jets didn't do themselves any favors by beating the Los Angeles Rams, and how terrible! I agree.
Shut your damn mouth, Brian Parker.
I agree with you, Parker. Jake Allen is a beast. They didn't do themselves any favors. They should have tanked because
need some more deluxe
they're going to be getting. They're going to be getting Trevor Lawrence from Clemson.
Yeah.
Who very well could be a Heisman winner. The guy and Trevor Lawrence is like a man among boys when he's playing college football.
Oh, shit.
He looks.
I agree with you. We just forgot something.
What's that?
It's cookie time!
Okay.
Cookie?
Yeah, I'm still with my pizza, but...
You took like 2 bites of your pizza.
I'll
take some of that Hawaiian, by the way.
I folded it in half.
Ooh, you do like a pizza sandwich.
I do, yeah.
1 bite, everybody knows the rules. This is Little Ricky's Bake Shop, chocolate chip cookie. They're pretty thick.
Yeah, these are thick cookies.
That's a thick cookie. Santa approves.
That's a good cookie.
There's no Hawaiian on here. He's fired.
Under?
It's alright, man. It's alright. Suck for luck works so well. Actually, who was talking about that? Denver.
Drew Lock?
No, their big defensive star there, Denver. He's like a nerdy guy wearing glasses.
What the hell's his name?
What the hell's his name? We're having a tough time. Someone help us out here. Who the Denver? I think he's a defensive lineman.
He's a defensive lineman, and I know exactly who it is.
Anyways, he said he's been working out with Andrew Luck. He's good friends with him, and he's saying that Andrew Luck's probably coming back next year. That was breaking news on Twitter about a week ago.
Where's he going to go?
Indianapolis. He has to. Von Miller. There we go. Thanks, Parker. He has to go back to Indianapolis because they hold his rights. But I think the relationship is so strained there that they would probably just trade him out.
I would agree with that.
Yep. But very interesting, because what if the Bears don't sign... Like, I like talking about the Bears, but what if they don't want Trubisky back? I think they should keep him. Mike Trudell doesn't think so. But he's not... I don't know if he's online. Justin, what's going on? Yeah, it was Von Miller. He doesn't think Mitch Trubisky's an NFL quarterback. I'm like, okay.
Well, your 6 rookie cards would say otherwise.
Yeah, it's 7 rookie cards. But anyways, whatever. You can think what you want. I disagree. He's getting better almost every game. He's making bad throws, but you got to remember, Aaron Rodgers throws interceptions too.
Not a lot, but yeah.
He does. So I'm just saying, like, if you look at the stats. Elf Brando. What?
We'll go with that.
That's what I'm saying, Brian. It's a huge possibility. Jimmy Garoppolo is probably done in San Fran.
I think Stafford's done in Detroit.
No, they don't want him. Jimmy Garoppolo, Andrew Luck. We don't know who else, but these are all quarterbacks that are going to be available, and the Bears should go out and get. I would keep Trubisky. I would say to Trubisky, look, you're going to be our backup. I would go out and get Andrew Luck, and then when Luck gets hurt, because he does every year, I would bring Trubisky in, and he already knows the system.
Right.
Like you don't lose a step.
Right. I heard rumor that Stafford's on his way to New England.
That's a possibility because of the fact we should talk about that. New England missed the playoffs for the first time in 11 or 12 years.
Yep.
So
and the first time they've lost the division in 12 years, I think it is too, right?
Yeah, they won the division every year.
Yeah.
Carson Wentz is gone. Yeah, we don't want any. Chicago doesn't want any more former Philly quarterbacks. Trust me. What does Barstool call him? Big Dick Nick.
Yeah, Big Dick Nick.
Sorry, missed the N.
Rivers should be done. I don't know. You know what? I don't think they're going to get. I think Indianapolis likes Phillip Rivers.
Yeah, Phillip Rivers isn't going anywhere.
I don't think he's going anywhere. And Indianapolis' defense is actually very good. I don't see them contending for a Super Bowl this year, but their defense is good. Phillip Rivers still chucks that ball incredibly quick, and on a dime, he can toss that ball. I can't see them getting rid of Phillip Rivers for Andrew Luck. I can't see them bringing him back. He is. I agree with you, Brian. He is a little bit old, but I think that he's on a contending team right now, and I think that as long as Indy makes the playoffs, which they will, then I think that they'll be. I think they'll be okay. I think they'll want to keep him.
Yeah, it puts Andrew Luck on the trade block for sure because they have his rights. Okay, let's get to something here. Stafford is staying in Detroit. Hot take: Matt Stafford will not play another game for the Detroit Lions after this season. Agree or disagree?
Oh, I disagree.
Do you think he's going to be
if
a Lion?
He stays in Detroit? Oh
no, I'm saying he's done.
No, I'm saying he's done too.
Brand new GM coming in, brand new coach going to be coming in. They're wanting to start fresh, and the easiest thing to do is get a new quarterback.
I agree. You got to get your guy in there, right?
Yeah, they want their guy. They want their coordinators. Everybody's going to be gone in Detroit, including the stars. Matt Stafford's going to be gone. I don't see them getting rid of anybody else really. Like T.J. Hawkinson's a pretty stud tight end. He's going to stay.
You think they'll keep Peterson?
No, Peterson. Well, if he plays for nothing, why not?
I think he'll.
He's a stopgap. He's the guy until the next guy shows up.
Right.
But anyways, Matt Stafford, I think, done in Detroit after this year.
Where's he going? You think he'll go to New England? And if he goes to New England, do you think that makes New England a better team than with Cam Newton?
Matt Stafford's made a career out of garbage stats. Like he has all these passing yards, but you got to remember, no, Stafford will not go to the Bears. He might, like you never know. That's definitely definitely a chance that would happen.
Win by kicking field goals.
You know, Alex, that's not a bad idea. You know, there are teams that have won Super Bowls with just a good defense or a great defense and an average or below average offense. Baltimore Ravens come to mind with Joe Flacco. You know what I mean? Baltimore Ravens come to mind with a lot of who else? They won a couple, didn't they?
Well, look at what when New England played the Rams. It was like a 13-9 game or something like that. It was mostly field goals.
Insane in the membrane. Insane. All right, let's move on. Your sports. So Santa is here, folks. Santa's on the show live tonight. Uncle Rocket Santa. We're not. It's the Vanderbilt kicker. Is that the girl?
Yeah, Sarah Fuller.
We're not signing any women to an NFL team. Santa is here, and I'm here to grant you your sports wishes. What is your Christmas sports wish? What do you wish for your favorite team? Just don't say like for them to win the Super Bowl or for them to win the Stanley Cup. Give us like a specific thing that you want your team to do. I'll start with Brandon. Brandon can go.
I want the Detroit Red Wings to win more than 17 games this season because that's all they won last season, and they were terrible. I also want the New England Patriots to get rid of Cam Newton because he's also terrible, and I don't care who they bring in. They can bring in the Vanderbilt kicker to play quarterback, and I would like that better than Cam Newton. Those are my two Christmas
But he
wishes.
dresses snazzy.
Oh, he does. He gets out. That guy has mad props for his fashion choice.
All right.
Parker wants Ottawa.
Here we go. Santa, you will get one of your wishes.
Yeah, I'll get 18 wins out of the Red Wings.
The Red Wings will win more than 17 games. And 56
games, yeah.
You will not get your wish. Santa can't help you with that. Here we go. Brian Parker. No, Ottawa will not have a winning record. Anybody else have a Christmas wish out there that Santa can help you with? Anybody else?
No Christmas miracles this year.
No Christmas miracles. My Christmas wish is that we just have a full NHL season. I'm really hoping that we have a good NHL season. Hopefully it gets halfway through and then COVID's kind of cleared up with vaccines and other ways. You got gum. Shut your mouth, Mark. Santa banishes Shrewsbury's bait. Get out. He likes to. He knows we own a sports card shop, so every time he's like, "You got gum in the packs?"
Yeah.
Like it's the same joke every time. Like he's not funny. No cookie for you.
Hockey to start in Montreal to make a run with Price one last time.
I think it's going to happen this year or next. It's going to happen.
I like Dan's. Dan says to keep the NHL divisions. Top two from each division in the next 8 best records into a 1-16 playoff format.
I would rather just put Seattle in with the Canadian division, make them all 18 divisions at that point.
Yep.
And then just have top 4 like we used to have.
Yep.
I think that's the way to go, man.
Parker, I didn't mind the play-in either. I really liked the play-in. I thought the hockey was good. I thought that it was one of those situations where anything can happen. You know, you ended up with Montreal beating Pittsburgh, and that was a surprise that nobody saw. Maybe you, because you have a crystal ball. But I liked the play-in. I thought the play-in was a really interesting way for them to do the playoffs this year.
We gotta get these guys to sponsor our show, so we need pizza every night. And then the Santa outfit definitely.
Yeah, no kidding.
It's already tight. But anyways, Christmas wish for me that the Bears keep Mitch Trubisky and let him have the reins with somebody that knows how to coach. Christmas wish. Please get rid of Matt Nagy. They're a playoff team that he's driven into the ground. Also, I'd like them to trade Khalil Mack. I want Khalil Mack gone.
Why?
Why? Because he's underperforming. I don't think he's worth what he's getting paid.
You can say that about a lot of players.
I get that, but this guy's supposed to be the leader. You know what I mean? Their defense is, I say it every week, their defense is Swiss cheese. And that's just it's like they go with this bend, don't break. Well, that don't work when you can't put up points.
They put up 34 against Minnesota.
Yeah, they put up 34 against a bad team.
Well,
a team that has no defensive help at all. 7 guys opted out before the season started.
Yeah.
Hartford. No, we don't have Hartford. So you're thinking Quebec might come back? That's not going to happen.
They're talking Christmas wish. Nice. I hope that too.
Awesome. I've got like some Jack Studnicka rookie cards, man. Justin, where are you from? I will grant that wish because he's his cousin. Santa will grant your wish. Studnicka will make the team.
Bears need.
I agree. I don't think they need to rebuild. I think they need to retool. Cool, man. Definitely tune into to singles night. Oh man, that pop didn't go down right. Santa's got gas. Anyways, we shot that video, right?
Mm-hmm.
Make sure you guys tune in. if you don't want to come to the claim sale, at least tune in to watch the opening. It's pretty good. We got an appearance from Baby Rocket. It's fucking hilarious, Baby Rocket. But I get that the environment in Chicago is not the greatest. Well, you got McCaskey or whatever her name is, like 97-year-old woman running the show. She owns the team.
Oh, it's the same as the
and
Fords
she's like,
in
oh,
Detroit.
it's okay.
It's the same as the Fords in Detroit, though, right?
Yeah. Anyways, let's run up the free-for-all right now. We got lots of wishes. I grant everybody their Christmas wishes, except for anybody that likes Toronto. But anyways, definitely check out the show afterwards. What's the free-for-all tonight? What do you guys want to talk about?
I don't know.
Did anybody watch the TLC pay-per-view for wrestling last night?
Nope.
That's a good one. You watch it, Luke? I ended up watching a little bit of it. When did wrestling go too far? Last night in the main event, Randy Orton, I know it was a dummy. They've got the ability now with no live crowds to do shoots or whatever. They can do like, what would you call it? Like cut-ins. They can do cut-ins into the match. And the reason I know how they did that is because it was an Inferno match. It was a light your guy on fire to lose match, okay? Randy Orton, if kids were watching, this is where wrestling lost me, okay? Randy Orton last night lit Bray Wyatt on fire in the middle of the ring and burned him to a crisp. I know it's a dummy, but how many kids out there are like, oh my god, let's do that this weekend. We're off school, like let's have an Inferno match and light each other on fire. Because it happens. Kids were killing each other on the playgrounds for years, pile driving each other and breaking each other's necks because kids are morons. Fred, you watched it. You seen what I seen. I knew something was up with the cut-ins and stuff like that. They tried to light each other on fire numerous times. Randy actually lit Bray on fire twice. One for real. So Bray was on fire for real. I don't know if because of the angle of the shot, if they had a stuntman step in for it, because they could have done that with the cutscenes. But where he lit him on fire in the ring, it was definitely a dummy. Like, he lit a guy on fire and it just stayed there. He didn't shake or nothing. Like, you would probably shake if you're on fire.
Yeah.
Even if you're knocked out, you'd probably wake up if you're on fire. You know what I mean? Like, ow, something's hurting me. So very early this morning, if we're talking free-for-all, I was talking about fire. So WWE, I give you the thumbs down for teaching kids how to light each other on fire. Thumbs down.
How did they do it though? Just what was it, like a gas?
Gasoline. He had a gas.
So
gas
they just
can.
threw a gas can. Oh, okay.
And then he lit a match real slow and he threw it on him and like, you know what I mean? Like, it's absolutely insanity. I know it's show business. WWE has to train with that. It used to be very impressive by someone Hart, fire, etc. Yeah, so Owen Hart fell to his death. Yeah, we know about that. But just crazy. Like, how could you put that up for kids to see?
You know what though? They want ratings, so they push the envelope, right?
I get it, but at the same time, if you have a brain like I think I do, like you're literally saying like my kid's not going to watch this shit, man.
Well,
you know, I'll teach my kid right that he's not going to light kids on fire at the playground. Okay.
But it requires intelligence in order to do that, though, right? And some people, if they want to do something with their kid, if their kid takes an interest in it.
What I'm saying, the average wrestling fan, how do I say this politely? Lower IQ. Okay? I want to say that. Like, I've been to plenty of wrestling events, and it's a circus. It's the circus. It's the carnies. It's the fair, guys. Professional wrestlers are no different than carnies. They go from town to town, take your money, sell you on illusion, and they're gone. Okay? Maybe it's a little more prestigious now than what it used to be. Like, guys don't live out of their cars now, you know what I mean? Like, stuff like that. But it's not for intelligent people, I'm going to tell you that right now. It's a guilty pleasure of mine, because I've always liked it even as a kid. But if you like, people think it's real, you know what I mean? Yeah, 20 years ago they were doing buried alive matches. So literally, like, fight to one guy got buried in a grave. So if you were a university professor, you know what I mean, and you're like, well, I was drinking my tea with Brandon, you know, and I'm like, what is this shit, you know? Asuka with Charlotte Flair was a good match. Don't talk to me about Becky Lynch, or no, don't talk to me about about Sasha Banks. I knew people would bring that up. It's been all over Twitter. I didn't know people would unless I was talking about it, but everybody thinks Sasha Banks is the greatest. She's the boss, yo. She's fucking horrible.
I have no idea who she is.
She's Snoop Dogg's niece. That's the only reason she has a job.
Like her real niece?
Yes.
Oh, like his real... Get out of here. For real? Oh.
Tyler, listen, dude.
Does
You're
she
getting
rap?
banned from the show.
Does she rap or does she do anything like... Anything like...
Okay. No, she doesn't do live performances.
All right.
But anyways, there you go. Charlotte is the greatest of all time. Ric Flair's daughter, she came back last night. She was Asuka's mystery partner. It was pretty exciting, actually. She looked like she lost a little bit of weight, like she's in really good shape again. Because towards the end there, she was getting kind of... I don't know if it was because she was on the road for so long, but she had an injury. So I think she's been working out a lot, and she's like totally ripped now. I don't think so, Tyler. I don't think China would smash female wrestlers. I think Charlotte Flair would literally wrap her up like a pretzel. You're wrong, Tyler. I think China would have struggled against people like Beth Phoenix too. Beth Phoenix was a freak. So Brandon has no idea what we're talking about.
Zero idea. I was actually thinking to go and get more pizza. So.
But anyways, this is the free for all. Tell us what you want to talk about. What do you think of the cookie? Did you eat your whole cookie?
I did.
You're an animal.
Yeah, it was good.
All right, you go ahead and talk to these people. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Well, I got nothing to say when it comes to wrestling. I have no idea. The fact that there's lighting people on fire and the fact that they're burying people alive, and I know that someone just mentioned about barbed wire and stuff like that. Wasn't there a big thing in wrestling about where they had all this? They had to stop cutting themselves or something like that. Like
because of hepatitis, yeah.
Is that what it was?
Yep.
Because hepatitis is happening. So do they do that anymore? Do people bleed? Do they?
Oh, yeah.
Do they cut themselves still though?
So it's a rule in the backstage that you can't get color. They call it. Yeah. Vince McMahon doesn't want it because of the PG rating, but sometimes the wrestlers go into business for themselves. They call it.
Okay.
Yes, I know it was pre-taped, Dan. I get it. Yeah. He didn't actually light the guy on fire. ECW is what ruined wrestling, actually.
Why is that?
Because Extreme Championship Wrestling, they're the ones that started beating each other with like fluorescent light bulbs and shit.
Oh, okay.
And then it made its way into the mainstream because they got such popularity that the big guys took notice and started doing that. Like Cactus Jack came from... Well, he was all over the place, but he spent time in ECW, which is Mick Foley.
Okay.
Mick Foley then comes into WWF as Mankind and starts having stuff like Boiler Room Brawl matches where he's beating a guy with a ladder, and like ladders were around, but just different shit that they could do.
So when you guys watch this, is it because of do you watch because of the wrestling, or do you watch because of like the storylines?
You answer that.
Like, what's the turn on for it?
Well, I guess.
Like, do you actually get behind a character and you like can't wait to see that character?
He's got favorites.
Where you're like, yeah, I can't wait for that guy to come on.
I just retired recently. I'm a huge Undertaker fan.
Okay.
So.
I watch for Alexa Bliss. I'm not gonna lie.
But do you follow the storylines, like? Because it sounds like a soap opera. Like it sounds like a soap opera.
It is.
Okay. All right.
I
I watch because I'm hoping to see someone catch on fire, spontaneously combust and catch on fire. I don't know. I would love to know, like, the idea behind, like, why the fascination with wrestling, because it's like it.
That they did at the last WrestleMania, the Boneyard match. Apparently, it was 8 hours taped.
What's a boneyard match? What is that?
It was like buried alive match. Basically.
Okay.
But they were outside in a graveyard.
Like a real graveyard?
No.
Oh, like a set.
Yeah, it was a set.
Okay.
And they were there for like 8 hours filming, and then they put it all together and stuff.
Okay.
Like even the Undertaker said that there was one part in the match where it wasn't planned, but they kept it in. It's like he tries to smash a window, and he gets his arm cut.
Oh, really?
They're like, oh, let's keep that in. That's pretty cool.
Huh.
So Jay's saying he thought the Kevin Owens match was pretty good. Kevin Owens fought Roman Reigns in a TLC match, tables, ladders, and chairs. Brandon doesn't know.
It's not tender loving care.
You have to go to the top of the ladder and retrieve the belt, which is hanging from the ceiling of the arena. Roman won due to interference by Jey Uso, who is also Samoan. They're doing this whole Samoan head of the table thing. So it's
you told me about this.
It's going to lead to The Rock fighting Roman Reigns for
Right.
the leader of the Samoans, basically.
Okay.
Basically a race war. That's what it is.
Do you think that couples on like the Black Lives Matter thing, or
I don't think so.
Okay.
But anyways, to win the match, Roman actually punched Kevin Owens right in the nutsack, which is
Oh.
entertaining as shit. That's a real wrestling move. You didn't have to light him on fire. In a real fight, guys, you go to the nut punch.
So
You don't reach for your gasoline and light him on fire. You just right in the nuts. Santa approves the nut shot. Anyways, we got like 15 seconds left. We got to get Santa. I know him. Oh god, Santa's gonna get sick on the counter.
it's like bad Santa.
Woo! I already threw up twice in the suit. I announced that at the start. I'm really hot.
Oh,
I don't know
bet.
if it's the food or like. Whew. It is crazy hot. Eye pokes too. They don't rake the eye. I asked Sheamus about it when I talked to him. Sheamus, wrestler.
Yeah, he's that redhead guy.
Yeah, I said rake the eye, man. He goes, we don't rake the eyes anymore. And the rope, you run their face on the rope for the rope burn. They don't do that anymore either. That's where they lost me. I want to be a wrestling fan. I want to see a guy do that. I think that's awesome. That's like old school. That's Ric Flair heat. You know what I mean? Heat means bad.
Okay.
That's dirty player stuff. That's awesome. I want to see that stuff again, and more nut punches.
More
Nut punches. Yeah. That's my finishing move, the Nutcracker.
Doesn't that sound like ECW then?
No. ECW is weapons.
What
man.
does a
Like,
nut punch look like in wrestling?
Well, the ref turns his back and just go pa right in the
Like he
nutsack.
actually like punched
So
the
it
guy
was
in
through
the
the
balls.
ladder, like he was reaching up through the ladder.
Yeah.
The ladder,
Yeah.
and he was like 2/3 the way up, so he had about a 2-foot advantage on him.
Okay.
So he just reaves back and through the ladder, crank, like wham, right in the nutsack.
And he just drops off the ladder.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
That was his finishing move.
Tuned into nut punches.
Yeah, tuning into nut punches. Santa approves the nut punch. But we want to thank you guys for tuning in. We got a major show coming up, so we
Yeah.
wanted to be quick with Out of Balance tonight. It was a little bit shorter than usual. It is our Christmas show, too. We're eating
is, yeah.
pizza. We had cookies live on the show. Brandon ate all his because he's a fatty.
Yep.
I'm slowly eating mine, but it was delicious. It's not... Whoa! Oh, no! It's okay. 5 seconds.
Yeah. Almost had to
I lost
switch
my cookie
Almost
there.
had to switch to the 10-second rule.
Man. What's that on there? Ooh, I don't know what that
It's
was.
floor spice.
Floor spice,
Yeah,
yeah.
little floor
but,
spice.
yeah, so cookies tonight. Dan's all upset. Dan sends me a message. He's like, you got 2 bake shops sponsoring the show tonight. And you said
I
that.
said that. I said, do
He's
you know
like,
that
there's
they're
going to be a turf war
I
here.
said, you know they're competing.
They are
against
not
each
even
other.
in the same city. They both have amazing products. I go to Ricky's for cookies and or muffins and banana bread. I go to Boombox for cupcakes, flakies, butter tarts, all kinds of other stuff. Settle down, Dan. Where's my milk? I don't have any milk. We got tea. Where's the tea
Got
at?
eggnog.
We got eggnog, but I won't drink it. That stuff's nasty.
You're drinking it.
I'm not drinking eggnog.
I brought the
He's
moose,
got the,
I brought
he's
the
got
moose
the
moose.
moose heads. So where are we at here? Too much steroids and nut punch isn't really effective anymore.
Oh, I guess that's true, Tyler.
Though,
There's too
so
much
Dan
steroids.
says the lawyers are on the way because the whole bake shop conspiracy. Bake shop. I'm in agreement. Bake shop death match. First one to get put in the oven loses. Now that's a finishing move. The old oven, turn it high. But anyways, we want you guys to tune in. We got a massive show coming up at 8:30.
8:30, yeah.
At 8:30, we got 40 minutes. I'm going to eat this cookie. Want to thank you guys for tuning in all year. Wish you guys a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We'll be back. We're getting shut down by the government anyways.
Yeah.
You know.
We're not
F
back
them.
until January, right?
We're not back till January for Out of Bounds, but we'll have some we'll talk about World Juniors probably if
Yep.
it's going.
Yep.
We'll have a bunch of stuff to talk about. NHL training camps will probably be open by then. All kinds of shit. NFL playoffs will be in. What are you guys laughing at? Can't have a small burp on the show. But anyways, we're totally disgusting, but we're funny. Hopefully. But we will see you guys, and thank you guys for tuning in. We'll see you at 8:30, hopefully.
Bye, guys.
This cookie's good.